Welcome back.
Hey, here we go. Here we go.
Here we go again. So we missed a couple of weeks. You had an exciting couple of weeks, though, right, Coop? What's
that? I think we only missed. Oh no, we missed a couple of weeks. You're right, because I was sick.
You were sick, and my fault for missing the South by Southwest thing. So we couldn't do a live stream there. So 1 week on me, 1 week on you, but we're back, and now we can debrief.
So let's talk about why weren't you at South by Southwest? I'm while I'm not being rude, I'm listening to you. I'm just trying to tweet about what we're doing right now.
Yes, get the message out, and then I'll go in.
Oh, you did it too, right? Let me see. I just saw that.
Repost it or retweet or whatever it is that gets people in here so they can have a conversation with us. Let's turn on the chat too. Hold on, let's do that. Let's turn on the chat and encourage folks to ask questions. All right, ask questions, because truth be told, we don't have an agenda today. So if you don't ask a bunch of questions, this is going to be a real boring conversation.
Super. Well, we'll figure it out. Me and you will talk.
Yes. We certainly
we'll figure it out. All right.
So I just had some family stuff come up, and it was a last minute thing. It was a pain in the ass, but I had to miss South by Southwest, and I'm glad you were there though, so you kind of fill everybody in, and it looks like it was a great time had by all, and I'm sure there were some great connections made too. And you had some really cool interviews, man.
Yeah, I got to talk to. Are you familiar with Vertex?
No, but I talked to Kyle just briefly, and he was like, "Hey, are you going to be there? You can meet with this team." And I was like, "Nah, I'm not going to be there last minute." And he's like, "Yeah, nope, bummer. All right, well, I guess Coop gets the scoop then."
Coop gets the scoop. Coop gets the scoop. Yeah, that was cool. I don't think he'd done one. And then, I talked to Al. You talked to Algo. No, that was maybe it was Algo HQ, but I also talked to Algo DAO recently.
Oh yeah, I've had some conversations with him off the record.
Okay.
So nothing that's been recorded.
Okay, I'm just gonna cut this tweet short, and just so I can look at you now. I need to look at you, Monty. All right, here we go.
Coming, I'm rocking the Algorand Millionaire shirt today, but it's still loading.
Whoa, the millionaire part?
Millionaire part is still loading, but we're on our way. All right, what do you think of the current state of Algorands?
Algorands.
Overall, I'm feeling pretty good too. I'm feeling quite bullish. So we had a little recent upturn. Not that the markets are everything, but I like the little roller coaster. I like the the up down, shake it all around, and more importantly, the stuff that's coming out of South by Southwest, the Reach Summit that's going on. They're bringing in new devs. Yieldly hired 8 to 10 new devs. We've got Algo DAO, who we were just talking about. We got we're super excited about the Algo Fund stuff, the foundation, the new leadership. Stacy's bringing. I love all of that, like the engagement with the community. I feel like we're on a pretty good track right now.
Yeah, that is good. So, winding back real quick, you said that Yieldly hired 8 to 10 new devs.
8 to 10 new devs, yeah.
That's great.
That news came out last week, and they also were planning on some burn stuff, and they've got this NFT metaverse project they're looking to release pretty soon. So they're doing a bunch of stuff in the back end. They're still quietly working. And they didn't disappear. So they've weathered some storms. It's been rough for the last 2-3 weeks for the Yieldly team over there. They're probably lost some hair, or at least turned a little more gray. So
I can imagine. We'll see. I saw in their I think it was their Telegram, the community manager say something along the lines like this time next week, there's going to be a lot of excited people in here or something. Yeah. So some good old fashioned hope right there.
Hopium right there. Yeah. Here's the announcement of the announcement.
God, does any sector do an announcement of an announcement better than the crypto scene? I feel like that is the move. Yeah. Even I do it. I do it. Yeah. I do it for my show. I'm like, oh guys, there's gonna be something great coming.
Yeah, you're gonna watch out. I'm gonna announce something great coming. I do it too for Crypto Nerd. I'm like, hey, I hop in the channel. I'm like, hey, we got a new partnership. It'll be announced on XYZ date. Yeah. So I'm announcing the announcement.
Oh, that's kind of annoying. I'm not super self-aware about it because I do it, and then afterwards I'm like, I mean, that is annoying, but you're also you're excited. You're excited about the announcement, All right, Anarand. Everybody's excited about Anarand. Jesus.
Yeah, I got 3 of their NFTs early on.
Good.
I didn't get in on their pre-sale though. Did we talk about this? Did you get in on their pre-sale?
We did. We talked about it, I think, a couple of weeks ago, and I around when it was happening, I believe. And I did not. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
I was rattled. I was a little bit rattled with the world, so I wasn't opening a whole lot of new positions the past few weeks.
Yeah. But Algorand looks like they've got a solid team out of, I want to say Singapore is where they're based out of. They got DeFi gaming, play to earn type of, transactions. Plus, their artwork just looks legit. It looks fun. So, I mean, the utilization of it is kind of cool, but it's sort of like I don't know if you play like old school, like World of Warcraft or something like that. You get your characters, you get your skins, you can upgrade them, kind of like a Pokemon or Alchemon kind of a deal, so they can evolve, which I think is pretty cool. So I think I've got like some kind of like devil bow huntress or something like that, and it just looks cool. I don't even know what to do with it. I don't know how to play the game. I don't know anything, but you got a geek like me who's just like, yeah, that looks badass. I want to learn. So
that's pretty cool. So you, the game is already live?
I don't think the game is live. They got some kind of a light version coming that's non-interactive or something like that. That's coming out. I want to say next week, but their Telegram is actually pretty popping. I need to hop in there and take a look at it. But they've got some kind of a light version, I think, of the game, which is going to hit first.
I'm a little at a distance with Algorand, but I will say that it seems like they launched pretty successfully, which isn't something that we can say.
Yeah,
it's a hard thing to do, clearly. So it seems like a pretty successful launch.
I think I just saw a note that said they had a million of TVL. I don't know, posted between a couple of locations or if it was all on Tiny Man or where it was. But that's a pretty good chunk of change, right?
Yeah.
So, people are staking away and buying on the secondary market, so good for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Crypto for Change, if you've got any more info on that, feel free to post. Or hell, I think we invited you on the show like last week, but you were like too chill by the pool or something.
Yeah.
So
he was like,
if you want to pop in here for a second, if you got time today for us.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, she wants to be on this. She wants to be on stage.
She's the one, man. That's the one that wants to do it. My son could care less, but
my family. Oh no!
There's a fight, guys. There's a fight. What's new and upcoming for Nerd and Citrus?
All right, cool. So Citrus, we got some really cool stuff going on with Citrus. So Lauren has put together the Citrus news videos. There's a Citrus YouTube channel with just some very so on this channel we can express opinions. On the Crypto Nerd channel I want like opinions. The Citrus stuff is very like, here's the facts. We don't want to put a whole lot of opinions out there, so it remains very neutral. She kind of takes a neutral tone and just sort of like appears there. I think she's on week number 3 of videos or something along those lines. So we've got the new stuff coming out. She's also meeting with our advisors on finalizing the bounty program and the ambassador program. So nice. She's in charge of sort of corralling the community, getting some ambassadors out there. So if you are interested, hit up media@cryptonerd.com on ambassador and community like management type of programs, that kind of stuff. So we've got that bounty program headed out there. V2 of the site will be up by the end of next month, which will have it'll sort of be like a curation of links around all the businesses, all the projects that we could corral in there for Algorand. So by the end of next month, we'll have that. The bounty system won't be live on the site, but you'll be able to like at least see the info that's out there. And then Nerd and Algo Fund, you'll be able to have if you hold a certain level of Nerd, you'll be able to use that to invest in specialty projects through the Algo Fund Launchpad system. Launchpads, there's a bunch of people working on launchpads. We're really hoping to be like one of the first to market here. So we're pressing the timeline to get it released in about I don't want to put a timeline out there because they'll probably shoot me. But if you go check out the Telegram for Algo Fund, they're putting some timelines out there. It says strongly in Q2, depending on audits, that kind of stuff. But we've got a launchpad that's just like right around the corner. So, and if you hold Nerd, you get special access.
That's awesome. So Citrus and Algo Fund have a special relationship, it sounds like.
Yes. So we signed a mutual letter of intent. The Algo Fund guys are behind the scenes. So they said, hey, you know what? Like, we don't want to be on the camera, Monty. Like, you just go out there, be on the camera. You can just rep us. So they're working diligently on the back end. They're actually working on some back end stuff for Citrus as well. So now we sort of merged from that aspect. They're working behind the scenes, and we're going to go out there, get the projects, put it up for community votes. And we anticipate a lot of interest, right? Because it's the first official, kind of a launch pad that's out there. So we want to get some folks out there who are, legitimate. We're going to do some vetting, and then we're going to put it up for community votes. So the community is going to vote for who comes out first. So we're not just the gatekeepers. Well, I don't want the community to think like, hey, Monty's just controlling what projects come out and which ones don't now. So we're going to put it up there for some community votes.
Right. I guess that would be interesting. I mean, because when I spoke to Algo DAO, their whole intent is to kind of curate and to, to vet and to accelerate and, whatever, incubate, all those 8 words. But yeah. So, but I get it. You're also a kind of more of a, a media figure at some point. I don't want to say media, but so I get that maybe it's in your best interest and maybe everybody's best interest for you guys to kind of have more, to allow there to be more say. So now, are you guys concerned? I don't need to turn this into like an interview.
Citrus. yeah. Go ahead. We can talk about this for a minute. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Are you guys concerned about like regulations and like, because launch pads are always kind of like, are U.S. citizens allowed to participate? And are you guys just going to take it project by project, or how's that going to work?
Yes, we are somewhat concerned because if you operate in the U.S. or if you allow U.S. citizens in, there's got to be some concern there. So we're running it through, the international company, and we're going to have some disclaimers on there that say, you can only use this site if it's allowed in your current, location. And you've got to sign off that says, yep, it's allowed in my current location. I'm good. And as long as you say that, yeah, I'm good, and I'm not going to hold you liable for anything, then I think we're going to.
Then everything's going to be all right. All right. And so, is this like a KYC platform? Are you going to have to, or is it are you going to have to? No,
I'm not going to KYC you to participate in the Algo Fund. That part is anonymous. So you've got to verify your Algo wallet, make sure that you meet certain tiers or you're part of the community, so that you can gain access to the pricing and see what's in there. But we're excited. Like if that's exciting. Algo Fund or Nerd, you've got special allocations set aside. So if you want to make sure that you want to get in on some of the pre-sale stuff, you've got to make sure that you hold one of those 2 ASAs so that you can claim your allocation. And even then, it's going to be sort of a first come first serve kind of a deal.
Of course. So what are the tiers? How much Nerd do you have to own?
We're still working on the details of how much you have to own. And some of it's going to happen like, okay, what's the current price at right now? So you may see some fluctuations in there. Plus how much gets distributed, how much is out in the community, that sort of thing. We've been trying. Our initial plan was to have these aggressive staking platforms for 90 days while we figure out the use case and get users out there so that more users have this in their wallet, because we want a wide user base. So that's the purpose for all the staking. So go stake, go claim your, go to Algo Stake, go to Algo Fund. Algo Fund's got a staking platform on there now. Go to Yieldly. We've got still over $1 million in staking over there on Yieldly. That's good. Somebody just mentioned David. David's actually David and Bilal are our advisors. So we talk to those guys all the time. Yeah. So David Sinjin from ARC, used to be ARC. Now he's kind of pivoting.
WAGMI, right?
Yeah. WAGMI.
So what does he say? He's saying Sinjin talked about, and Dean talked about this too, that VCs are hesitant to get into Algorand. We aren't attracting enough devs. Is anybody attracting enough devs? But yeah, I get it. Like, I understand. I get that. I talked to, like I said, I talked to Dean, and he kind of mentioned that, because what he was saying to me, or the conversation that we had, was that, these VCs, they can fail on these blockchains that, that they've won on before, but to go out on a limb with Algorand, it's a harder ask. I was kind of what he was communicating to me, because if they fail by going out on a limb on Algorand, then it looks really bad to everybody. Like, you're stupid for even trying that, and then you lose your job.
Yeah.
So that, I believe, is something that exists, and that's that people are worried about out there. But he also at the same time was like, yeah, but you got people like me and my partner, and we're coming, and you gotta have people be the first, and that's why we should appreciate things like Yieldly and personally, unless they just rug us and
right.
Yeah.
I think
I won't appreciate him after that. But
IRL in real life algo, he's like, hey, what about roadmaps versus resumes? And that's a key component of figuring out who's going to rug and who's not going to rug, I think, right?
Yeah.
So that's what Citrus is trying to do. We're trying to like link up your real life experience with the virtual world, whatever's going on in Algorand.
Because
it's important.
Yeah, I mean, because anybody can hang out for a week in a cabin and come up with a cool roadmap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know why they have to be in a cabin, but anything cool happening this week? I don't think anything is long. I mean, there's no big launches this week, right?
Humble Fi is going live tomorrow, right?
Oh no, I'm joking because Chris just said, "Is anything big happening?"
Oh, that was Chris. Oh,
yeah. Okay, so that's
all right. Well, I fell for it. Yes, Humble Fi is going live tomorrow, Chris. Yes, apparently.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk to Chris tomorrow. I think. Let's see. I'll check my DMs right now. Let's see.
look at Chris. Yeah.
Now that he's listening, he hasn't got back to me yet. No, yeah, he did. Okay,
I'm gonna go put some nerd TVL up there right now, Chris. Just so you know, as soon as this is done, I'm gonna hit up the staging site and load up some nerd for you. So there will be a nerd pool once this goes live tomorrow.
That's awesome. Yeah, so that's going live tomorrow. I'm gonna talk to him all about it, all about everything. Everything Chris is gonna be discussed on. Yes, he has. Yes. Is gonna be discussed on the recoup. I love it too. So
and that reminds me of the dev problem that we were just talking about, right? Reach Summit. So they're doing their very best to get more people engaged, bring on new devs, and he's always shouting out, how many new devs they've got working. So we need more of that. Like, I don't know how much more Chris can do.
No, I think that they're doing a lot, and thank God for Reach. They're a big team, and it seems like they just keep growing. So
yeah, we need them to. We need them to be huge, right? So that they can keep churning out some new devs, so that all these other projects can continue to build on using a language that's safe, secure, easy to learn, all those things. So hopefully everybody else's audits come through with flying colors like theirs did.
Challenge accepted.
Bring it.
Did you find it difficult to get a dev for Citrus?
Hell yes. It was really difficult. We actually ended up getting overseas guys. So we've got 2 guys out of Europe, 1 person out of the UK. Like, we just had to hodgepodge people from everywhere that we could to get them, who's available, who's not available. And everybody is freaking already working on 2 or 3 projects, and they're in high demand, right? Mm-hmm. And what if they're working with Nerd? What if they're working with Nerd and I'm like, okay, I'm going to pay you 50%, stable coin, 50% Nerd coin. That's a good deal, right? Right. Yeah. If Nerd hits jackpot, they're going to be like, okay, we're in good. But then Yieldly comes knock on their door, and all of a sudden Nerds looks like, I don't know. Yieldly is gonna, a much bigger, paycheck.
Yeah, there's competition. So it's not like you have these guys locked in forever, right?
Right. It's tough.
Man. Well, it sounds like you got it going though. It sounds like you figured it out.
Yeah, we're holding it together.
Or does it say, or was that kind of like a hidden way to say that Yieldly just stole your dev?
Yieldly did not steal our dev. Okay. I haven't gotten any resignation letters yet, so hopefully we're all good. But if Yieldly had come and knocking, it would be hard for somebody to say no. I think if Yieldly offered enough money, or whatever project, not to call it Yieldly for stealing devs, but I don't know where their 8 to 10 devs came from. They had to come from somewhere. Right? Yeah. They weren't just minted.
No, you can't mint devs, unfortunately.
Yeah. So I don't know where they came from.
And I'm not anything like that. So 50 teams going through the African Bounty hack right now. Yeah. So there you go. Let's see. Any idea when the Algorand upgrade is coming? Transactions per second and state proofs upgrade. I was thinking March, April, but have not heard much the past 2 to 3 weeks. Have you heard anything about this?
I have not heard anything time frame wise. I think every once in a while, like Kelly or somebody lets a time frame slip, but then the devs are like, nope, let's reel that back in. So
I mean, it went what happened? It went to testnet is
Yeah.
what's happened already, right? And
Mhm.
so yeah, I'm sure it's soon. I don't know. I was thinking March, April, but maybe we got to start thinking April, May. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't know. Chris might know actually. If
Yeah.
Chris is in the comments,
He's got
so,
scoops there.
all right. What do you guys think about the momentum of the recent algo crypto rally and third governance? Oh, interview with Paul discussed it. Yeah, I want to watch that actually.
I
Paul
did see it.
Regal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch that actually. You guys like it when we do this on Sunday, this is like I do a lot of research on Thursday and then I shoot my thing on Friday and then I don't really look a lot until Sunday. So I'm kind of there's like 2 dark days of me not paying
Your
a lot.
Algo Rant went live yesterday. And man, I have never seen you like try to like pick a fight with somebody, but the planets people like better look out, man.
I got so mad at them.
You're like,
Enemy number 1.
This is garbage.
I mean, I'm joking a little. I'm obviously not joking completely. I am irritated by them, but at the same time, like I don't like. I also, it's not a real fight, but I do feel it is hard to keep up. And Sheck, man, my eyes aren't good this morning. But yeah, like I just feel like the way they handled this or this license 4, because I got into this thing. I bought this thing in early December thinking I knew I talked to people. You're like, you're not going to make a lot of planets. It's not even really worth it. And I was like, yeah, but I live in LA and my air stinks. And I don't know. I just want to play. I don't care. I'm going to do it.
I want to be part of the community and I want to contribute because the overall mission is good.
Yeah, exactly. And so in the end, like then when I finally got the sensor, they were no longer available. And then they made some like small announcement that anyways, I got very irritated.
Yeah, they put out a small tweet with a short window and it wasn't clear enough. Half the people didn't do it right, or probably more than half didn't do it right.
Exactly. And so I'm kind of like, and it just so happened to be the day that I was at the Algo Ranch. So I wasn't even really looking. And so I was, I'm irritated with them. I think that they actually responded. I don't know. We'll see what they said. Let's see what she says.
They
live. They responded to me. She basically the customer service. Well, I emailed them. This is straight. Cooper Karen here called the manager, and let's see what they said.
Cooper Karen.
Called the manager. I love what. Okay, here we go. Let's see what she said. I'm sorry, it's not possible. So nothing's possible for them. Yeah, I hate Planet Watch.
It's but you know what? Like they only had a limited number of licenses to work through anyway. So on some aspect, like they don't have to have super good customer service because it's already filled anyway. Like they sold what they had.
Yeah, they don't even want the reason why they're putting they allowed too many of these things to be sold, right? Yeah. That they couldn't, the network or whatever. I don't know the details of it. Yeah. And I'm sure that they made tons of money by all these being sold. And now they know that if they keep on adding type 4 licenses, then the amount of planets everybody is making is going to keep going down, which is going to upset everybody. So nobody really wants me to get this license anyways, because it just affects the amount of planets they're getting. Yeah. And
you're going to dilute the pool.
And in the end, I apparently they're having a hard time even selling their data. So I don't know if that's true. That's total like.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. One guy on Discord.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So there you go. So you can trust it. But
no, that guy on Discord.
Yeah, that one guy on Discord. Enough of that. I am positive everybody is sick of hearing me talk about that. Let's see. Thoughts on Anarand centralized exchange listing? I don't know. Is that happening?
I don't know where they would go. I haven't seen anybody else go to MEXC lately. And maybe they're talking about Algodex or I don't know where else they're talking about going.
Yeah, I don't know that either.
Yeah, I've seen. Opulus just got listed on what, Huobi or something?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, Huobi. That's a big one. That's a big one in Asia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Opulus. There's been some energy there with their price action. Now, when is their app going to be ready? Do you have any intel on that?
I have zero intel on that. I know they got a new song coming out. They got the ASA on Huobi, which is kind of a big deal.
That is.
Lee's been steady on the tweets. No more trash talk, not as much anyway, but just more like if I did have trash talk, I put it here, and now he's got a chip on his shoulder. Like, watch me now.
Well, good. I feel like a guy like Lee needs that.
Yeah.
I feel like that he's the kind of guy that like thrives on everybody hating on him because he's going to prove the haters wrong. I think that's, I mean, I'm totally speculating, but he seems like the kind of guy that would really feed off the haters.
Yeah. Well, here's a good one. So David says AlgoFi or AlgoGuard, right? For for governance. I actually haven't made a decision yet.
I don't know.
I have not. So I signed up for AlgoGuard. If you sign up for their wait list, I think you can like escalate up the wait list if you get other people to use your affiliate link or something like that.
Yeah.
So like I signed up for the wait list. I shot out the affiliate link. I've a little more familiarity with their products. I did the interview specifically about that. AlgoFi's just got so much going on that when I talked to John and Owen, I didn't actually have a conversation about that specifically. Ibu probably has a pretty good knowledge of that because he's involved there. But I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm going to talk to Riley from Guard on Tuesday. So I'm going to be able to dig in because I did talk to AlgoFi. I don't know either, man. I mean, neither of them, if you have your governance on a ledger, you're not going to be able to use your ledger. That's I mean, that's not my favorite thing in the world. So then there's going to be some rearranging. I also saw on AlgoFi, you're going to have to close out everything, right? Like if you're using the same wallet, I'm using AlgoFi for governance in the divide says.
So I think that AlgoFi has the lead here because they are a platform and they already have attracted other users. So if you've already been using AlgoFi for, swapping or staking or whatever else you're using AlgoFi for, borrowing, lending, that kind of thing, then you might have some familiar with the platform and have some trust there. Whereas AlgoGuard's main thing is this sort of governance kind of play. And so I don't know. Do you trust AlgoFi, who you're familiar with for other things, and they're kind of branching out, or do you trust AlgoGuard, whose only thing is this, and they're specializing in this? On one hand, you got AlgoFi, which has proven themselves to be professional. They everything's audited, everything's above board. Their other projects have been successful. But on the other hand, this is AlgoGuard's only play, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. The fact that is their whole thing.
Yeah,
that makes that's a good point. I mean, I think most people, if you did a poll, if you're like, hey, do you trust AlgoFi or AlgoGuard? They're probably going to say AlgoFi because
they're familiar.
They're familiar. We've all used it. There hasn't been a problem yet. And I've, talked to those guys. You've talked to those guys. We've, a couple of times over. Yeah. Well, actually, I missed it at Algo Fest. I wasn't at that interview, but there's been a steady stream. These guys have been around, and they're serious. They come off as very competent, but so does Guard, by the way. But anyways, so I mean, I'm gonna look at like, well, what's the interest going to be? How much, like, which one's cheaper? That's also going to play into it. Is there going to be a significant difference? Because basically what you're going to do with Guard, which I don't really know, but you're just going to mint the Guard token, right? And then probably swap it, and you probably head over to AlgoFi with it, I imagine.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, what else are you going to do with it? I mean, I guess you go to any DEX. You go to Humble Swap.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, okay, so we do this leverage play where we stake it. We get the Guard. We go swap the Guard for more algos. We stake it. We get the Guard. We go swap it for more algos. We stake it. Like you could do that like 4 or 5 times, and get a multiplier of I figured it out. It was like 3.86 or I forget. Like if you did it like five or 6 times, like how much you could leverage there. I mean, you can run that cycle quite a few times.
I know. I was like, I dropped the ball, by the way. Like I was so bullish on Algo when it went down to 67, 68 cents. And after, like the other day, I was like, well, why wasn't I borrowing Algo on AlgoFi? Why am I doing that? I was doing such a conservative thing on AlgoFi where I could have been much more aggressive with Algo at those low prices. Yeah. But, So, Mercy received. Did somebody ask about, I'm curious to see if AlgoFi's big backers, Arrington, etc., commit their stacks to AlgoFi. Could see. I'm sure. I bet you they will. Right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Stacy Warden, COVID. Stacy Warden's in here. Hi, Stacy.
Is that the Stacy though? I don't know.
I know. Well, I mean, why not? Maybe
Yeah, it
not.
could be.
It could be. COVID. I recovered. I'm a recovered person.
Yeah.
I came back from Austin with a little gift.
Yeah. Fun times, huh?
Why were you being so sleepy about it? I mean, what does that mean?
You're like you were like you were just low key for about a week.
I feel like you has somebody been impersonating me? Oh, okay. So your skepticism is warranted.
I mean, I don't know. I've got like 3 or 4 fake accounts, Twitter accounts about me at any point in time. I don't know how many you've got, but like there's too many of these like fake people out there. We've got to be a little bit skeptical, but I hope that's Stacy. So hey, Stacy.
So anyone see Stacy bopping, jumping up and down, jamming backstage at Ultra? Okay. So this Ultra thing, did you see this
No.
the concert? I don't know. Tiesto, I really people are excited about this. I have to admit, I don't really understand. I don't know what's happening. No, I mean, you said when you were being lazy about it, was it because of COVID? I was. Yeah, it was. I was being lazy because of COVID. That was my excuse for sure.
There you go. Yeah. But can we talk about music stuff going on?
Yeah. Do you know? You don't know about it.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. So what do you guys? I do know people are excited about it. And by the way, Stacy Warden, she had posted that maybe it wasn't her favorite type of music. She likes Pavement. Are you a Pavement fan? I like Pavement.
I don't know who Pavement is.
Okay. Well, they were
I find that like you get stuck in the music of your high school years. So exactly. I like music from the late 80s, early 90s because I'm an old guy. And so like I'm stuck with the, Nirvana, Red Hot Chili Peppers, right. Some Beastie Boys are stuck in there, that group, Alice in Chains, that type of music.
Yeah, no, there you go. So Ultra Live Music Festival. This must be a big festival. Let's look. Yeah, me too. Well, and Red Hot Chili Peppers was my first CD.
Oh yeah,
okay. That was my first CD, and alongside the Boomerangs,
Blood Sugar Sex Magic, or what?
No, it was the one right after that.
Yeah, with
Under the Bridge.
No, that was Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
Oh, what? So Under the Bridge. Yeah, and then the Boomerang soundtrack, which had Boys to Men, End of the Road.
Oh yeah.
So those are my first 2 CDs.
And all right, guilty pleasure. Don't tell anybody else that.
It's our secret.
Yeah.
So this looks cool. This looks like a big look at this. Algorand's all over this. Ultra Music Festival. Slushy. This must be just like like dance music. That because I don't know any of these people. I've heard this Tiesto guy. That guy's famous. Anyways, huge Latino appealers. Maybe this has a focus on the Latino community. It's in Florida. It looks cool. I mean, look, I like it. What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? I don't know what she was replying that for.
I feel like I don't know if this is Stacy or not. I feel like that's pretty aggressive, but I don't know. I don't care. I'm gonna assume it is. So yeah.
So we've got I got a buddy of mine who's in the music
worldwide. Yeah.
He got the I don't know, John Lennon songwriters competition. He came in like 2nd or 3rd place or something like that. And he comes to me and he's like, "Hey, not knowing Pavement. Oh, sorry, I'll let you down." And he's like, "Hey, how do I get on this NFT thing and start a community?" So I was like, "All right, well, we're gonna go over to his place and I'm gonna sit down in front of the computer and show him, okay, here's how you do it. Here's everything you need to know. Here's delinquency. We'll show him Spency stuff. We'll show him the song that owns itself. We'll show him, the Opulus stuff. We'll show him Crescendo. And there's this like all these places. Zespoom's got a really cool kind of like medium for video and music. That's pretty cool. And there's just a lot of really cool platforms coming out. Nifty NFTs. I don't know if you know of them, but they're out of where are they out of? In Europe somewhere. I want to say Spain, but. I don't know, they got a cool NFT marketplace coming up for musicians as well. But I feel like that space is about to explode.
Oh yeah, the music. Yeah. And it's all coming here. It's amazing. Yeah. You mentioned the song that owns itself. It moved from Ethereum over to Algorand, and then obviously DMC, A Million Scars. And that was, I had no idea that was happening. That was, I mean, that would be your time.
That would be my time. Yes. Yeah.
And Run DM, I mean, and he was great. And it was like, he was just like, preaching the word of Algorand. It was just really surreal. It was fun. Yeah. That was really fun. And then, like you said, Dequency with the sync licensing, and then obviously Opulus and LimeWire. There's another marketplace where they're, they're going to
LimeWire. Yeah. I got like flashbacks of like, like downloading overnight, trying to download like 3 different versions of Under the Bridge, so that one of them would come through that was real.
Exactly. Wow, I did that too. And and then they're gonna be a place where musicians can mint their stuff, their extra stuff, and you're gonna be able to participate. I think that's cool. What was I gonna say though? I had a point about the music. Other than that, I don't know. Oh yeah, I don't know. I know. I hung out with Reach the night before I started, not feeling great, and so it seems like nobody took it away from me.
Good.
So that's good. We didn't see each other in the divide. We missed each other. Oh man.
What's going on with Headline? You did a solid interview with Aaron while you were down there.
Yeah. Aaron, I felt like he did, he really just kind of addressed all the things. Headline just did, what are they doing? They're coming out with the decks. His idea for his decks is that there's a kill switch to de-incentivize, people hacking it because they can turn it off. Obviously, I asked him in that interview, I'm like, are you worried that people are going to be like, well, that's not decentralized if you can kill it?
Yeah.
But they have an idea. Yeah, that sounds like a centralized thing. But they have an idea of a DAO and all that. And they just had their Platinum Astros. I don't know if you saw that. And that's going to get
the NFT utility. It seems kind of pricey. I don't know, but they sold out a bunch of them, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, basically what they're saying is you're not going to have to pay fees. So, I mean, at that point, then the questions, with the interview, my question is if there's no fees, how do you incentivize liquidity? So, those are the questions I have, but those guys are always working towards big plan. I thought Algo Burner was cool. Yieldly obviously is using it. Yeah. So they're always working it out. They were a lot of fun. We also had a lot of fun in Austin. So it was the crew was Aaron and Brian and Wilder from Algo Gems. We were kind of
okay. I saw you could take HDL on Algo Gems now.
Yeah, that's cool too.
That's cool. So it's nice to see that kind of use case. I'm working towards that to see more ASAs taken in more locations. I think that's how you grow that community quite a bit.
For sure.
All right. What else we got? We got a few more minutes here before we got to go because there is indeed an Algo Fam chat today. I got to bounce in about 5 minutes here to tap into. What else? What else is on the back burner?
What else is on the back burner? Well, I mean, I know that me and you started relatively around the same time. I'm celebrating my 1 year recoup on April 19th.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
nice.
That'll be the 1 year for the recoup. So that we're leading up to, and I'm going to try to make this fun. You know what I mean? I'm going to introduce like a new show and like bring some life to the recoup. I feel a little like I've been doing interviews and then doing the Algorand. I'm feeling like, let's mix it up a little bit. Like, can we make this a little more exciting? So I'm trying to figure out that for the 1 year. I'm excited about that for me.
Okay.
But yeah.
Has anybody from the Algonauts? I had a conversation with
thank you.
Yeah, that is solid. With a shaman about Algo Fest. Or actually we didn't bring up Algo Fest. But we should have, because I feel like we should do another Algo Fest coming on up.
I think so.
I don't know how we coordinate that. I've got Citrus Jams. I've got I don't know who owns the Algo Fest name. I think one of the Algonauts owns that name. But we should talk to him and figure out like, hey, how do we get this reactivated? Because that event, and there's nothing that says we can't do that like twice a year. I think last year we did it in did we do that September? Do you remember?
It was like the end of summer for sure. Yeah, it was either the end, maybe August, maybe the end of August. Yeah, September, August, September for sure.
Okay.
So Yeah, I mean, we got to do Algo Fest.
Yeah,
of course.
That was great. For those of you who didn't watch last year, Coop and I co-hosted an event called Algo Fest. We had, geez, I don't know. It was a marathon day for me. It was like 14 or 15 hours straight live streaming, with guests that just kind of popped in and popped out. I think at one point in time you had another gig that you had to go to go check it out. But we met with the AlgoFi folks. Yieldly was on there. Kelly Callahan, Opulus was on there.
Yeah, we did Kelly, and then everybody that was part of that. Pretty much everybody that was exciting in the ecosystem at that point. Yeah. So I think we should do that again.
We'll figure it out.
We got to keep doing it until we could do it in person.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think that'll be fun.
If Shaman, if you're out there, we'll have to reconnect and figure that out.
Yeah, we should reach out to him and Quinn. I feel like those are the two guys that were part of it then. Yeah, I mean, but one of the guys dropped off, and he left. But
Allen Quinn is actually the first guy that got me an NFT. So he's like, hey, dude, you should go check this out. And it was like Fox. What's the Fox guy that did the music stuff? Extra Fox? Yeah. That was the very first NFT that I ever had, and I was like, wow, this is really amazing. Cool. And I started doing videos on those. So he got me into that NFT world. And Andrew, man, he's over there. He's managing the HumbleFi community stuff, right? He's managing their Twitter handle and doing a bunch of stuff for them. So they're still in the community, kind of banging around a little bit here and there.
Oh yeah, no, they're definitely on Discord. Those guys are still very committed to Andrew and Quinn. So yeah, those guys have gone nowhere. So yeah, I mean, I think we need another Algo Fest for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Look at you guys. You got Shaman over at HumbleFi. You're creating citrus. I'm drinking coffee. Look, guys, we're all doing big things.
We're all doing big things. What is your coffee mug game today? We usually talk about this, but
I got a camera lens.
Oh, got it. Okay, very very nice. Well, my Algorand coffee mug and my Eat Sleep Algorand Repeat mugs were dirty because I constantly use them. So I'm using the I don't know, what is that, Darth Vader's son or something? I don't know.
I like it. Yeah, what's his name? And by the way, I have a feeling that was actually Stacy Warden that was watching.
I think it was. So,
yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, you got me thinking that maybe, but no, I'm pretty sure. So that's really cool. So thank you, Stacy, for joining us. Yeah, what else, man? I feel like we're missing stuff. We usually are more organized. We usually have bullet points. Now I feel like mom's watching, so I'm like,
we should have had a good show, man.
Usually it's really organized. This is great. This isn't normal.
We usually have like a 10-point bullet point system, Stacy, that we go through an agenda.
Oh, now it's definitely her. That last comment, I have all doubt. Definitely. Well, anyway, Stacy, I am celebrating 1 year coming up, so pressure, fellas.
Yeah,
so
right.
I would love to have you back on. All right.
I must have you beat. I think I must have you beat by a couple of weeks, because I think our 1 year anniversary was just a couple of weeks ago. I'd have to go double check. Yeah. But I think it was right around the same time that we both started.
Well, unfortunately for you, you didn't milk it like I'm going to try to do. So
I know, right? You go for it.
Well, you're busy. You're doing. You got a whole thing, man. You got a whole thing.
Hey, are these NFTs? These fake NFT pictures of you? Is this a real project? Can we make this a real project?
No, it's real.
It's real.
They're minted. They're minted. They're ready. They're ready to go.
Can I go buy them somewhere? Like, where are they?
Not yet. Bank on Algorand, man. He spent real time on these. There's 100 of them. There's 100 of them, and yeah, there's 2 Algowanas. There is a Flemish giant. There's a Mingo, and then there's a giraffe. So and like they're not, they're non-generative. Like he spent I hope, and half of it's going to St. Jude's. It's all for for fun.
Yeah,
here.
Yeah,
but
it's good.
You never know. I mean, there's only 100, so there will always be kind of like.
That one that's got you looking like Platoon with the helmet and the 2 stogies. Cigarettes. I was like,
great. My mom,
don't I said that's bad for you, but the picture was funny.
I sent that to my mom, and she goes, why is somebody making you look so ugly? Like, what do you,
my mom wants... you got the black X's underneath and Yeah.
My mom wants me to be a pretty boy. Anyways. All right. Well, I mean, look, you got Algo fam chat. There was some drama there, right? Like what happened? You guys split up for a second and then I guess the band
we
is back
split up for a
together.
week. Now we're back together. I'm
Okay,
3 minutes late. I'm gonna have to pop over there in just a few minutes. But
okay.
yeah, there was a week where one of us was like, "Hey, we should take the week off because there's a bunch going on in Ukraine, and nobody wants to talk about crypto." And we were like, "Well, there's a few people that want to talk about crypto still. Like, we can like pepper that in." And there was a little bit of a a discord there. But we're back. We're back together again.
Cool. So everything's. And then before you go, uncomfortable end. I noticed you tweeted something about like a real estate company with $200 billion worth of.
I was just going to mention that.
And then you got like a shitstorm after that, didn't you? Oh,
yeah. But somebody asked about this unreleased project that you're looking forward to, and that project actually is one of the projects that I'm working with pretty closely. We've actually had quite a few meetings behind the scenes, and that number does seem like disproportionately large. So I should clarify that because it's a legitimate company. They've been around for 12, 13 years. They're oil and gas guys that got into real estate development in Texas. They've got deals with like Perot.
That's all you got to say. So they have money.
Yeah, they got old school family money. They're good guys. They have 200 billion in assets that their portfolio is leveraged against, but they don't actually own the 200 billion in assets. They own what essentially comes to a 1% royalty. That's not the terminology used, but for us, we're familiar with that term because of NFTs, right? So if you think of each of these like 400,000 houses or commercial buildings as an NFT, they own a 1% royalty on those properties, and it's good for 99 years. Wow. So if you think about how many times a house sells or commercial building sells over 99 years, that entire $200 billion portfolio is going to turn over, probably at least 10, 12 times, maybe more.
Maybe, yeah.
And so they get that 1% royalty every time that turns over. And
royalties are where
property values are going to be in 80 years. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
So they don't own 200 billion, but they have the rights to a 1% turnover rate. And if it turns over 10 times,
it's a little different.
10% of that maybe. So it's still a sizable amount. We're still talking about billions of revenue. And they want to bring that on chain in some way, shape, or form, which like if we can get them on board, like the TVL from them, because you'll get some institutional investors looking at that.
What would you bring on chain? The
royalties. So my idea is to NFT a portion of separate a tranche, create an LLC, and then NFT that LLC. So you've got 10,000 NFTs that share in the revenue of that portion. Oh. And so we may have to break off just $5 billion worth or something. So it's is that it? It's or 500 million. We'll say 500 million, right? So a smaller portion. And what is that 500 million going to churn over the next 80 years? Like these could be NFTs that you could give to your kids and your grandkids. That's right, Stacy.
Yeah.
So that project, I think, could generate a lot. You could stake the NFTs to earn the ASA income, and it'll all be on chain. You could hire a trust company to manage the income, convert it over to Algorand or a stable coin or something, or create their own ASA, although I think it's probably easier as a stable coin to pay out. And people could sell the NFTs on the back end. If you own the NFT and you stake it on the site, then you earn you have rights to those dividends. I mean, the portfolio has been performing for like a dozen years.
Well, there you go. So this isn't. Yeah, I mean, people hear 200 billion worth of assets and they're like, okay, bullshit.
Yeah.
And then, but now the way you described it, that sounds very, that's like actually a thing. And so good luck. So you're working with these guys, seeing if you can bring this 1% royalty on chain.
Correct. Yeah.
Cool.
So it's I'm super excited about it. Their website is arguably garbage, and their deck was not fantastic. So we'll work with them on that. And their original deck was all Ethereum stuff. But
so they've been aiming to maybe see what they can do with this for a bit. This isn't their first, and then they found you.
Correct.
And they're like, all right, maybe this would be a lot more. I mean, it makes a lot more sense than Ethereum, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you don't got to worry about gas prices. You don't got to just creating the NFTs way less expensive on Algorand. The smart contracts, no downtime, no forking, all that appeals to them.
Yeah. Of course.
But they're not tech guys, you know, so they just need, you know, little assistance and introductions and that sort of thing to kind of get them into the groove.
Cool. All right, man. Well, enjoy Algo fam. I'm glad we're back on track with the coffee.
Yeah, 100%. All right, we'll do this again next week, and man, we better have an agenda next week in case Stacy stops by, huh?
I know who's next.
We're gonna have Sean stop by, Kelly, and
yeah, like next time I'll
if we see Silvio on here, you know,
okay, then it's over. I mean, then at that point, then we got to start wearing suits.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. Well, good to see you, Monty.
You too. All right, let me hit the graphic, and then we'll bounce.
All right, cool. All right. See you guys next